Do you ever feel hungry, even after eating a full meal? Like no matter how much you eat, your stomach keeps saying, "Feed me." Well, it's not always your fault. Your body, and even your brain, can trick you into feeling hungry when you actually don't need food. Today, we're going to uncover 8 hidden things that secretly mess with your appetite. Number 7 will actually surprise you. It's something you probably do every single day without realizing it. Hunger isn't just about an empty stomach. It's controlled by a complex mix of hormones, sleep, stress, and even the type of foods you eat. And if you don't understand these hidden triggers, you'll constantly feel hungry, which makes it almost impossible to stay healthy, lose weight, or even just feel in control of your body. So grab a snack, well, maybe not yet, and let's dive into the real reasons you're always hungry. Protein is the most filling macronutrient. But why is that? It comes down to a few key factors. First, your body has to work harder to digest protein compared to fats and carbohydrates. This process is called the thermic effect of food, or TEF. Essentially, you burn more calories just breaking protein down, which contributes to a feeling of fullness and a slight metabolic boost. Second, protein is a master of hormonal communication. When you eat a protein-rich meal, your gut releases powerful satiety hormones like peptide YY and GLP-1. These hormones travel to your brain and send a clear, undeniable message: "We're good, stop eating." This signal is much stronger and lasts longer than the signal sent after eating simple carbs. This brings us to a common dietary trap. If your meals are mostly refined carbs and sugar, you're setting yourself up for a blood sugar roller coaster, a quick burst of energy, followed by a rapid crash that leaves you feeling hungry and irritable. That's why a bowl of cereal doesn't keep you full, but a breakfast of eggs or a lunch with grilled chicken does. The protein provides steady energy and keeps those "I'm full" hormones flowing. So how do you put this into practice? A simple but incredibly effective strategy is to include a solid source of protein in every meal. Aim for 20 to 30 grams each time. For breakfast, this could be scrambled eggs or Greek yogurt. For lunch, a salad topped with grilled chicken or a hearty lentil soup. For dinner, options like baked fish or a tofu stir-fry are fantastic. But here's the crucial link. Even the most perfect protein-rich diet can be derailed by poor sleep. Sleep isn't just for rest, it's for resetting your entire hormonal system, especially 2 key hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Think of them as the gas and brakes for your appetite. Ghrelin is the gas that says, "I'm hungry." Leptin is the brakes that says, "I'm full." In a well-rested body, they work in harmony. But when you don't get enough sleep, that harmony is shattered. Your body increases ghrelin and decreases leptin. The result? You wake up with your hunger gas pedal floored, and your fullness brakes completely gone. Suddenly, you feel like eating everything in sight. To make matters worse, lack of sleep also spikes cortisol, the stress hormone, which makes you crave high-fat, high-sugar comfort foods. At the same time, sleep deprivation impairs your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain for impulse control. So you have intense hormonal cravings hitting you when your ability to resist is at its lowest. Ever notice how after a late night you crave junk food? That's not a lack of willpower, it's your brain and hormones sabotaging you. This creates a vicious cycle. Poor sleep leads to poor food choices, which can disrupt sleep even further. So, how do we break this cycle? By prioritizing sleep with the same dedication we give our diet. Start with a non-negotiable wind-down routine. An hour before bed, turn off all screens. The blue light from phones and TVs disrupts melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep. Instead, read a real book, do some light stretching, or listen to calm music. Make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. And try to go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, even on weekends. This consistency is key to reinforcing your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. When you finally get the quality sleep you need, the magic happens. Your ghrelin and leptin levels rebalance, your cortisol drops, your prefrontal cortex comes back online. You wake up feeling rested, in control, and naturally inclined to make healthier choices, like choosing that protein-packed breakfast that will keep you full and energized all day, setting you up for another great night's sleep. It's the ultimate positive feedback loop for your health. We've all been there. A looming deadline, a difficult conversation, the constant pressure of modern life. Stress doesn't just mess with your mind, it hijacks your appetite in a profound and primal way. This isn't a simple lack of willpower, it's a deep-seated biological response. Think back to our ancestors. When faced with a life-threatening stressor, like a saber-toothed tiger, their bodies needed a quick burst of energy to either fight or flee. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Its primary job in an emergency is to mobilize energy. And what's the quickest source of energy? Sugar and fat. Cortisol cranks up your appetite, and it specifically increases cravings for salty and sugary foods. In the past, this was a survival mechanism. Today, our stressors are chronic, emails, bills, traffic, but our bodies still react as if we're facing a predator. The cortisol tap stays on, constantly telling your brain to seek out high-calorie rewards. That's why people reach for comfort food when they're anxious. These foods do more than just provide calories. They provide a temporary neurological escape. Eating something sweet or fatty triggers a release of dopamine, a feel-good chemical in your brain's reward center. It offers a fleeting moment of pleasure and calm, which your brain logs as a successful coping strategy. The next time you feel stressed, your brain remembers that feeling and pushes you toward the same solution, creating a powerful, hard-to-break cycle of emotional eating. But stress isn't the only culprit hijacking your hunger. Its close partner, lack of sleep, is just as powerful. When you don't get enough quality sleep, ideally 7 to 9 hours, your body's crucial hunger hormones get thrown completely out of balance. Levels of ghrelin, the hormone that screams, "I'm hungry," go up. Simultaneously, levels of leptin, the hormone that says, "I'm full," go down. You're left with a perfect storm. Your body is physically telling you to eat more, while the signal to stop eating is muffled. This is why after a poor night's sleep, you might feel ravenous and find it nearly impossible to feel satisfied, no matter how much you eat. Now let's talk about another common mix-up that happens inside our bodies every single day. Did you know your body often confuses thirst with hunger? It sounds strange, but it's true. The signals for hunger and thirst are both regulated by the same part of your brain, the hypothalamus. When you're even mildly dehydrated, the signals can get crossed. Your brain might interpret a need for water as a need for food. That's right. Sometimes when you think you're starving, you're actually just dehydrated. Think about the common symptoms of mild dehydration: fatigue, difficulty concentrating, a slight headache, irritability. What do many of us do when we feel that way? We reach for a snack, thinking we need an energy boost. In reality, what our body truly needs is water. This is why one of the most effective strategies for managing appetite is so simple. Studies show that drinking a glass of water before meals can help reduce unnecessary snacking and lower overall calorie intake. It works in two ways. First, it addresses the potential dehydration that might be masquerading as hunger. Second, the volume of water in your stomach contributes to a feeling of fullness, sending a signal to your brain that you're starting to get satisfied. So here's a practical experiment. Next time you feel a random hunger pang, especially between meals, drink a full glass of water first. Then, wait 15 minutes. This gives your body time to absorb the water and your brain time to reassess the situation. If you're still genuinely hungry after 15 minutes, then it's probably real hunger, and you should eat. But you might be surprised how often the craving simply vanishes. Now, let's address the food itself. The type of food you eat has a dramatic effect on your hunger levels. Highly processed carbohydrates, things like white bread, pasta, pastries, candy, and sugary cereals, they all cause a rapid spike in blood sugar. They've been stripped of their natural fiber, which is the component that normally slows down digestion. Without it, the sugar hits your bloodstream like a tidal wave. But here's the trap. After the spike comes the crash. Your body, in an effort to control the sugar surge, releases a large amount of insulin. This hormone does its job too well, pulling so much sugar out of your blood that your levels plummet. This sudden drop is a state of emergency for your brain, which screams, "Feed me now!" This triggers intense, almost frantic cravings for more quick-energy sugar to fix the problem, locking you into a vicious cycle of spikes and crashes. That's why eating a donut makes you hungrier an hour later than eating a bowl of oatmeal. The donut is a perfect storm of refined flour and sugar, designed for a quick hit and an inevitable crash. The oatmeal, a whole food, is packed with soluble fiber. This fiber forms a gel-like substance in your stomach, slowing down digestion and releasing energy gradually over hours. It provides sustained fuel, not a brief chaotic surge. Whole foods keep you satisfied, while processed carbs trick your body into a constant hunger cycle. The key is to build your meals around the trifecta of satiety: fiber from fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, protein from sources like lean meats, beans, or tofu, and healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and seeds. This combination slows digestion to a crawl, keeps blood sugar stable, and provides the nutrients your body actually needs, silencing the false hunger alarms and keeping you feeling full and energized for hours. It's about working with your body's biology, not against it. Your brain takes about 20 minutes to recognize that you're full. If you wolf down your food in 5 minutes, your stomach hasn't had time to send the "I'm satisfied" signal yet. That's why mindful eating, chewing slowly, enjoying your food, can actually help you eat less and feel more satisfied. Think of it as hacking your brain's delay system. Here's a sneaky one. Even healthy foods like granola bars, flavored yogurts, or sports drinks can be packed with hidden sugar. This sugar causes the same spike crash cycle we talked about earlier. You think you're making a healthy choice, but your body is tricked into constant hunger. Always check the labels. You'll be shocked at how much sugar is hidden in so-called healthy foods. We've arrived at our final and perhaps most complex trigger. Because sometimes hunger isn't physical, it's emotional. This is a crucial distinction to make, because the way you satisfy one is completely different from the other. Physical hunger, the kind your body uses for fuel, builds up gradually. It's patient. You might feel your stomach rumble, a slow dip in energy. It's a practical signal. And when you eat, almost any food will do the job, and you feel a sense of satisfaction and fullness afterward without a trace of guilt. Emotional hunger, on the other hand, is a sudden tidal wave. It feels urgent, demanding, and it's almost always for a very specific type of food, usually something high in sugar, fat, or salt. We call them comfort foods for a reason. You're not just eating, you're trying to soothe an uncomfortable feeling. The problem is, even after you've eaten, that emotional hunger often lingers. Instead of satisfaction, you might be left with feelings of guilt or shame, which only fuels the fire for the next time an emotion strikes. So what are these emotions that disguise themselves as hunger? Boredom is a big one. When you're understimulated, eating provides a distraction, a little jolt of activity and sensation to break the monotony. Sadness and loneliness are also powerful triggers. When we feel down, the neurochemical response from eating sugary or fatty foods can act as a temporary anesthetic, a fleeting moment of pleasure in a sea of sorrow. It's a form of self-medication. Stress, which we've already discussed, is a primary driver. The cortisol pumping through your veins makes your brain scream for quick energy and comfort, leading you straight to the pantry. Even happiness can be a trigger. We often use food as a reward or a way to celebrate, creating a powerful association between feeling good and eating specific treats, which can become a hard habit to break. This creates a dangerous and self-perpetuating cycle. You feel an uncomfortable emotion, you eat to suppress it, you get a moment of relief, but then the guilt and shame for eating flood in. Those new negative feelings then become the trigger for the next round of emotional eating. You're not eating because your body needs fuel, you're eating to fill an emotional gap. The problem? Emotional hunger never truly goes away after food. It just comes back stronger, often with a side of regret. Breaking this cycle isn't about having more willpower, it's about having better tools. So, how do you build that toolkit? The first step is to pause. The next time you feel that sudden, urgent craving, just stop for 10 seconds. Ask yourself, is this physical hunger or emotional hunger? Check in with your body. Is your stomach actually growling? When did you last eat a balanced meal? The second step is to identify the feeling. If you determine it's not physical hunger, give the emotion a name. I'm not hungry, I'm bored. Or, I'm not hungry, I'm feeling stressed about that deadline. Simply acknowledging the true source of the feeling can rob it of its power over you. The third step is to find a non-food coping mechanism. Create an emotional first aid kit for yourself. If you're bored, try a 5-minute podcast or a puzzle. If you're stressed, do some deep breathing exercises or stretches. If you're lonely, call or text a friend. Finding healthier ways to process your emotions is the key to breaking the cycle for good. So let's bring it all together and recap. We've uncovered the 8 hidden forces that can hijack your appetite and leave you wondering why you're always hungry. 1. Not enough protein. We learned that protein is the king of satiety, and without enough of it, your body will keep sending out hunger signals. 2. Lack of sleep. Skimping on sleep throws your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, into chaos, making you crave junk food. 3. Chronic stress and cortisol. This relentless hormone doesn't just fray your nerves, it actively increases your appetite for comfort foods. 4. Not enough water. We saw how easily your body's cry for hydration can be mistaken for a call for food. 5. Processed carbs and sugar. The infamous blood sugar roller coaster that gives you a quick high, followed by a dramatic crash, leaving you hungrier than before. 6. Eating too fast. Your brain needs a full 20 minutes to register that you're full, a signal you completely miss when you rush your meals. 7. Hidden sugars in healthy foods. We exposed the sneaky sugars in everything from sauces to yogurts that keep you hooked. And 8, as we've just discussed, emotional eating. Using food to soothe, distract, or reward yourself, which fills a void but never satisfies true hunger. Recognizing these triggers can completely change your relationship with food. This knowledge is your new superpower. It allows you to shift from being a passive victim of your cravings to an active, informed architect of your health. It's no longer about a mysterious, uncontrollable hunger. Now you can become a detective. You can ask, am I hungry because I'm dehydrated? Is it because my lunch lacked protein? Or am I feeling stressed? This isn't about restriction or fighting your body. It's about finally understanding it. So I'm genuinely curious to hear from you. Now that we've gone through all 8, which one of these surprised you the most? Was it the profound impact of sleep, the sneaky nature of hidden sugars, or did the emotional eating section really hit home? Drop your thoughts and your aha moments in the comments below. There's incredible power in sharing our stories and learning from each other. And if you found this video helpful and empowering, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. And of course, share this video with someone who's always asking, why am I so hungry all the time? Because ultimately, this journey isn't about eating less. It's about understanding more. It's about learning to listen to the nuanced signals your body is sending you. Your hunger is a form of communication. By understanding these triggers, you're not just managing your appetite, you're learning to speak your body's language. It's a fundamental shift from mindless eating to mindful nourishment. It's about moving beyond the frustrating question of, why am I hungry, to the empowering answer of, this is what my body truly needs right now. And that understanding is the real foundation for a healthier, more balanced life.